Well, hey everybody, it's Paul. Welcome to my Dodge 2500. I've had this for about 3 or 4 months now. Got about 6,500 miles on it. So I've had a good bit of experience with it, I would say, so far. And I thought, because I'm always being asked by people on my videos when I first got this truck, people are saying, what do you think about it now? So I thought periodically I would go over what my thoughts are on it today after having driven it some. And I thought I would do the top 3 or 4 things that I dislike about the truck. Now there's oodles of things that I do like about it, and I'll make a separate video on that because I don't want to stretch on forever. But I thought I would just take a moment and just run down a few of the things. And they're not big things, but they're things that, it wouldn't have changed my mind on buying the truck, but they're just things to consider. So, number 1, I wish the seats, and I have the power seats, and this is a 2022 2500. It's the Ram, the Bighorn, and it's got the diesel, the Cummins 6.7. I wish the seats would retract just an inch or 2 more. I have very long legs, and that is a story for most vehicles. And this one fits me great. I drove the 2022 Ford F-250, and it hit my legs wrong bad on both sides. So although I could have got that cheaper, there were other issues with their fuel pump that they use on the Ford. But besides that, just the way it fit me, the way it hit me was wrong. This truck hits me good, but I just sometimes when I'm driving, those 10-12 hour drives, now I do get out and stretch, but still, you go 10-12 hours. I wish it would just go back a little bit further. Now, my 2007 2500 Ram, which was basically like this, a 2007 version, manual seats, and it didn't have the diesel, I think went back just another inch or 2. That's the way it feels to my legs. I had that truck right before I got this truck. So that would be a bonus if it would just go back a hair bit more. But overall, it's very comfortable. Now this one's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I've heard it from me and Ben both say, I kind of wish the diesel was a little bit louder. They really took the bite out of the Cummins. I remember in the older generation ones, man, they really sounded like a semi. Not that we want it to really sound totally like a semi, but it's so quiet. It's so quiet, like when you're next to one of these, you can't really tell they're a diesel. They're about as quiet as a gas, which I guess it's not a bad thing. But I do there's times when I'm driving, and if there's at all wind outside with the sound dampening in the cabin, you can't even hear that engine purring along. Now, when it's going uphill or pulling a trailer, yes, then you can hear it. But even then, it's not loud. It's not ever present. It's there, but it's not. Even like hitting the engine brake, it's definitely not a semi. So a lot of people probably think that's a good thing. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's something that I thought, because I had a diesel. I had a 92 International 7.3 liter non-turbo, and it was quite a bit louder. I guess it's a testament to the sound canceling or sound dampening cabin. You go down the road, and today I was on the freeway, and our freeway here is 70, and it's like I was talking to my daughter, and I looked down, and it was 81 miles an hour. I'm like, and I swear to you, it felt like 60. So, that's a good thing, I suppose. But it is such a quiet cabin. So now, number 3, I wish that it had a little bit more pedal as far as braking strength. Now, my 2007 was a gas engine. It was also a manual. And it seemed to have more pedal, better stopping ability, whatever you want to call it. I mean, this truck will stop, obviously. And the brakes are rather new from the factory. But you have to get on it. Now, when you're pulling a trailer, it's not as much because I have electric brakes on trailer. And when I use the exhaust brake, it helps tremendously. But sometimes the pedal, I would say, takes a good bit of force to enact the stopping. And maybe that's because they're so new. And I don't give them a lot of pedal too much. I don't get on the brakes too much because I try to use the exhaust brake as much as I can to make my brakes last. But it's just my impression. I would think, of course, my Hummer, the H3, it stops like on a dime compared to this. Understand this is a heavier vehicle. But even my 2007 seemed like it had better stoppability. Now, I will say, I had the same impression driving the Ford F-250, the 2022 model. It had the same feel to me, so I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just I'm used to having that clutch, and when you hit the clutch, that really means when you give it any brake at all at that point, it's really doing its job. But that's just one of the takes. I wonder if anybody else feels like that. If you own one of these, let me know what you think. And now, number 4, the last point, and this is kind of funny, but it's kind of true too. I guess it's a testament to the deaf, is this truck no longer smells like a diesel. You know, I was used to, back in the day, the 7.3 and most other trucks, you know, you see on the road and that, you can smell it when you're behind a diesel. This, you can walk around, walk right up to the exhaust pipe. Nothing, absolutely nothing. You'll feel the heat on your legs, but you won't get that hint of diesel, which is such a strange thing, even when you're standing there. So I guess that's a testament to how good the emissions is working on this thing. It's amazing, honestly. But I remember I used to run different biodiesel way back in the day, in the 90s, in my truck and my tractors, and it was cool because someday, you know, you would feel like you are smelling French fries, and another day it's a Chinese restaurant. Some days it's fried fish, you know. It was just an adventure. It'd be fun when you're mowing and across the field and you'd get a hint of that diesel, and it'd be just, you'd swear that you're right next to a McDonald's and they're frying up some French fries. So, but yeah, this 2022, that Cummins, it sure does not smell like a diesel at all. It gets up and goes. So anyways, let me know what you think. Are you considering buying one of these? If you've already bought one, let me know your thoughts on it. If you have an older one, let me know what you think. As always, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Until next time, we'll see you.